and welcome to the regular meeting of the Recreation and Parks Commission. Could we have roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioner Stolnak,
Present.
Commissioner Lubes,
Present.
Commissioner Cavagnolo,
Present.
Vice Chair Watson,
Present.
and Chair Moda.
I am here. Thank you. Everyone, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, public communication related to commission business only, and 5-minute limit per person. Anyone?
Coach Woody?
Director Alley, Commissioners, thank you for this work that you do. God bless each one of you. I'm here to say that I'm working with Director Alley's team. I had a good meeting today about the Celebrate Lacrosse Week, which is a opportunity for the city to be able to launch their own in-house recreation K through adult sixes program, separate from the spring full field lacrosse. This would be 5-on-5 at the beach and at rec park, so we would not use any campus facilities. It would not impact the play over there. So this packet that lacrosse offers is incredible support for the city. They'll tailor your and reach out to all members of the community. Initially, the El Segundo Youth Sports Programs giving coaches an alternative for a third practice. And polling I did with softball, soccer, baseball was coaches would love a third opportunity to have a bonding experience. I used to do lacrosse for my soccer players, and would take them to the golf course. The packet that I've left with Rachel and Linnea would kind of demonstrate how much lacrosse will do. They don't want El Segundo lacrosse on their programs. It won't say anything about El Segundo lacrosse. It'll say U.S. lacrosse on behalf of the rec and parks. So that, in kind of a nutshell, I'm still working with it, but I have dropped the idea of having a simultaneous celebration of our 10th year anniversary of Girls Lacrosse League that we co-founded. Unfortunately, there's a big lacrosse tournament. So, but we do expect to have they have two windows of registration, and one will be for our Youth Sports Council kids, and the second one will open up to other programs like Harlem Lacrosse, PV, Youth Lacrosse, Redondo, and our area teams and people that come. So we will have other people helping us, and I took the advice of Pat, my dear soccer associate, and he said, just work with the commission and Director Alley right now. He said, don't confuse issues by going to Youth Sports Council. Let that anything that comes out of what we do here will come from the city, not from me per se. I'm proud to introduce a Ledger who just came over from a float building. One of the many, we've had like 10 part-time and full-time youth high school kids, boys and girls, coming over doing this version that U.S. Lacrosse wants us to do, and that is no check co-ed with a softball. So it's like playing basketball. It's the same rules, as a matter of fact, like playing shack. You're not allowed to you're only allowed to put one hand if you can at all. So if you wouldn't mind, Ledger, go ahead, introduce yourself. And
like Coach Woody said, my name is Ledger Isak. I'm a junior at El Segundo High School. I have been assisting for the rec league for, I think, 2 months now, but it's been so much fun. I see the smiles on the kids' faces. my smile myself, I mean, it lights up. It's always such a fun time. I get to grow as a lacrosse player and learn more about the sport. And this is all possible thanks to Coach Woody. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ledger, for helping out in the previous years as well. Thank you, everybody. And again, thank you all for your work.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Public communication? Seeing none, we'll close public communication.
May I leave this copy?
Yes, you leave it right over
please,
there.
Yeah, we got them here. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Okay, consent calendar. First one, Recreation Parks Commission regular meeting minutes from August 21st, 2024. Anyone?
Can I ask a question about those minutes?
Yes.
Go ahead.
For President Tuesday. So, under public communications, does Coach Woody provide information to the commission regarding lacrosse? Anonymous spoke in favor of Coach Woody's comments regarding lacrosse. I don't understand that statement.
So the public comment that was received after Coach Woody didn't provide his name during the recording, so I didn't have a name for his public comment.
Okay, so you're saying a second public.
Correct. Yes.
Got it. Okay. I just want to make sure you weren't saying the commission spoke in favor, because I don't remember.
No, that was a second person.
Cool, it was a second. That makes sense. Okay, with that, then I motion to accept.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
I was not present.
So 4-0 and
4-0.
4-0 and an abstain.
Yeah, she's abstaining.
Okay, on to the second one, Recreation Parks Commission special meeting minutes for September 4th, 2024. Anyone?
So moved.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's 4-0 and 1. Okay, thank you, everyone. No unfinished business. We're new business. Employee spotlight. Mark Monin and George Kennedy.
Yes, Honorable Chair and members of the Commission. Tonight, our Recreation Supervisor of Aquatics, Joe Lormans, will provide a little bit of an overview on our two recipients of the Employee Spotlight this month, George Kennedy and Mark Monin.
Hello, everybody. I am very happy to be here and honor George Kennedy and Mark Monin for the Employee Spotlight. I've written a couple words about them, so if you don't mind me read them, I would love to. I will start with Mark. So Mark's journey began with his determined pursuit of a lifeguard position. From the moment he approached me, it was clear that he was driven by a strong desire to be a part of our team. Mark proceeded to follow up about the lifeguard position no less than 15 times before his interview was set up. This ultimately led to him being hired. Once on board, Mark's work ethic quickly set him apart. His willingness to take on double shifts and consistently seek additional responsibilities demonstrated his dedication. As he advanced from lifeguard to a senior lifeguard and now to a senior lifeguard specialist, Mark's impact has only grown stronger. In his current role, Mark is the cornerstone of our training program, running up to 15 training sessions per month. His leadership and expertise provide invaluable opportunities for our lifeguards to hone their skills, ensuring they are well prepared and confident in their roles. Mark's openness to feedback and eagerness to learn and take on new challenges highlight his commitment to excellence and continuous improvement. Mark, your exceptional work ethic, dedication, and unwavering commitment to our team are deeply appreciated. Thank you for all you do and for inspiring those around you. Marcus, right here.
Come on up, Mark.
And then the other staff that we have, unfortunately, could not be with us tonight, had a vacation, but I will still read the words that I had for him. So, George Kennedy, it is with great pride and appreciation that we commemorate George Kennedy for nearly 5 years of outstanding service in the aquatics department. George began his journey with us as a lifeguard, and through his dedication, hard work, and exceptional character, he has risen to the position of senior lifeguard specialist. In his current role, George oversees the maintenance and cleanliness of our facility, ensuring everything is always in top condition, both for staff and visitors. His attention to detail and commitment to keeping our space safe and welcoming are second to none. George's contributions go far beyond the physical upkeep of our department. He plays a vital role in training new team members, sharing his knowledge and experience to help them grow. His involvement in our employee morale program has been instrumental in fostering a positive, supportive environment where everyone feels valued. George's greatest asset, however, is his remarkable personality. Whether you need advice, a friendly chat, or a burst of positivity to brighten your day, George is always there with a smile and an infectious enthusiasm that uplifts everyone around him. His presence is a daily reminder of the power of kindness and optimism. We are incredibly fortunate to have George as a part of our team, and we look forward to many more years of his leadership, energy, and unwavering dedication. Thank you for all you do, George. I am very bummed he could not be here, but he
Yes,
did write a couple of words to say thank you to everybody. So I will read these, if that's all right, and then we can invite Mark up
That'd
to
be great.
say a couple words. So this is from George. He wrote this and gave it to me and asked me to read it to all you guys. So he said, on behalf of our senior lifeguard specialist, George Kennedy, I would like to thank the City of El Segundo Recreation Commission and everyone in our Rec, Parks, and Library family for this wonderful acknowledgement. I can proudly say I work with the most amazing team of dedicated and hardworking coworkers that I am grateful to call my friends. A very, very special thanks to the best boss I've ever had, the pleasure to work with Mr. Joe Lormans. I also want to thank Bailey Myers for her expertise and leadership and Mark Monin for his unbridled passion. I'm a lucky guy and look forward to many years ahead of me taking care of the community and doing what I love. Thank you, Recreation Commission, George Kennedy.
That's great.
And George,
Top that, Mark.
Very nice. Mark?
There you go.
So, I've been a resident of El Segundo for as long as I can remember, touching every corner of the Parks and Rec department that you've all helped cultivate, from inline hockey to basketball, baseball, soccer, the plunge, and now the aquatics center. And that once I got the opportunity to work here, it's made me very proud, and just to look into all the hard work that you guys are doing. And that environment of positivity and care has bled into my work. And with the leadership and guidance of my superiors, Joe and Bailey from the aquatics department, it not only has helped me grow professionally, but as a person. And to many more years of success and to many more lessons learned.
There you go. Thank you, Mark.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, do you want to do a photo?
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
go up here and do a photo. Get up there. Get up too. Yep, you too. I'll get him up there. Get on in there, Ellie.
Got everyone's attention, didn't I? No, you're good. Just turn. Yeah, just nice little. All right, thank you guys so much.
That was great. Thank you. And now we're going to go to the summer of 2024 recap report.
Yes.
Who's got that?
Yes, so I've got a whole team of people here, all of our superstars. But I'll turn it over to Linnea and she can do the introduction.
One
Yes.
second. On the employee spotlight, that's a receive and file.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, now let's go to the report.
Okay, it's the best presentation of the year. So we have all of our coordinators and supervisors here tonight to give you guys just a briefing of what we accomplished this summer and a little sneak peek into this fall of what we have to come. So if they want to come up and present, be great.
I think that Bailey and I are up first. I think the aquatic slides come first. We've, at the last aquatic subcommittee meeting, we introduced Bailey Myers, but for those of you who were not there, this is Bailey. Bailey's the new coordinator at the Aquatic Center, and we're both excited to give the presentation for today. So,
Shall I start?
Yeah.
Like Joe said, I'm Bailey. I'm the aquatics coordinator. It's nice to see everyone. If I've met you, hello. If I haven't, nice to meet you. So we're starting off with our contract classes. We have 2 contract instructors. It's Naomi Gohl and Saul Gonzalez, both great. Naomi is our water aerobics instructor. She does HIIT water aerobics 5 times a week, Monday through Friday, 2 morning classes and night classes as well. Very successful. And Saul Gonzalez, he does our adaptive swim lessons, so it's one-on-one private swim lessons with those who may need a little more help. So we've had a lot of participants in this class. And then moving forward, our swim lessons, we offer them on Saturdays for Parent and Me, and then for our group swim lessons, it's Monday through Thursday, and then private lessons is also on the weekends. So our Parent and Me is our Baby and Me class. It's a parent or an adult with a child who is 6 months to 3 years old, helps them get comfortable in the water, music like your typical Baby and Me class. And then our group swim lessons, those are offered in the morning at Hilltop and then also in the afternoon at the Aquatic Center. So we had quite the turnout. We were able to offer 3 sessions. So it's 2 weeks at a time, Monday through Thursday, and they were able to offer also a bonus session, so that was really cool. We had the demand, so we had a 4th bonus session. And then for our private swim lessons and semi-privates, it's either one-on-one with our staff or 2-on-1 with our staff, so we're able to offer that one-on-one for attention that people might need, or depending on different levels, so we've had success with that. Moving on, our camps and our Hilltop reservation. So we have 2 camps. It's the Aquatic Center camp. It's in the afternoon. It's for kids who are 8 to 12 years old. It's right after rec swim, 3 to 5 p.m. So it's only 4 days. It's when we have our off week for lessons. We are able to put our inflatables in the pool, have them play along with our lifeguards. Really fun week. And then our Hilltop camp, that is for the younger kids. We found that was a demand that we didn't have before, so it's from 3 to 7 years old, and we were able to offer that in the mornings before Hilltop opened. And then lastly on this slide, our Hilltop pool rentals. This is our Hilltop semi-private parties, so it's just a party you can have during our rec swim. So you're able to reserve your party, those spots, so it doesn't get too busy during our rec swim. So yeah. Next slide.
Okay, so next up we had the event that kicked off our summer, which was the Slide into Summer event. And I'm sure a lot of people recognize that slide that you see in the picture. That is the plunge event slide that we used to use at the plunge. And this is the first time that we have ever had it in the water at the Aquatic Center. Yay. And we got it all patched up. That's awesome. And we put it in there, and it was a huge success. It was really cool to see a slide that I used when I was a kid go into the Aquatic Center, and all these kids get to use it now. So that thing has some history to it, and we're excited to make more.
That's awesome.
It was very well received, great kickoff to the summer. Next up, we have our Sunshine Stand. The Sunshine Stand is a pop-up event. I believe this is the 2nd or 3rd year of doing the Hilltop Aquatics Sunshine Stand, but basically we just pop up outside of Hilltop Park and Pool, and we have games that people can play, prizes they can win, ice cream. You can see that young girl right there enjoyed her ice cream there.
Ever.
Next up, we had the Lifeguard Appreciation Day that I will let Bailey talk on.
Yeah, so this is our first year doing it. It was really popular with our staff and all of the participants day to day who came in. So we had a table set up, and we were just giving out different swag and like sun protection out, and if they wrote a compliment about our staff and what they did, then we were able to give them that. So it was just we had a board full of compliments for our lifeguarding staff, just so they felt appreciated, and they were able to like learn more about our staff one-on-one, ask us questions, learn about water safety. So yeah, that was a really awesome event. We had it during rec swim as well, so kids were able to ask about questions about how to become a lifeguard. So it was really cool to see the public interact with lifeguards in that way when they normally wouldn't be able to. And then our dive-in movies, we have that every 3rd Friday of the month. It's been really awesome. We're showing different movies every time. We have it on our big screen. It's a clock in the Aquatic Center. We're able to project a movie there, and they can either use the south side of the pool or our small instructional pool, and we have it during our rec swim, which is 6 to 9 p.m. Yeah, and we're going and doing it every month, so we'll have one. This month's actually this Friday. We're having a movie, and then every third Friday of the month, we're continuing that. Yeah.
What movie for Friday?
It is Lilo and Stitch. Lilo
Oh,
and Stitch this
fun.
Friday.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch.
And I think all the youth teams kind of like it too, because it's when their practice is happening, and they're like, "Oh, there's a movie happening." So it's a little sneak peek, yeah. And then lastly, our Splash Off summer event. So that was just a week-long event. It was just during our rec swim. We had extended hours. Instead of 1 to 3 p.m. during the week, it was 12 to 3. We had different toys for kids to play with that they normally couldn't, floaties that aren't normally allowed, and music playing the whole time.
So fun.
Yeah, it was really fun, and we got a big turnout for that. The rec swim this summer was awesome, so just seeing that final blowout of the season was awesome. Yeah.
Oh, did we? Maybe there was a slide taken out. So staff training, we had a very successful summer of staff training. Like I said, in the employee spotlight, Mark has really taken on a huge role in that. We've offered way more than we had any previous summer, which allowed for the maximum number of attendance and participation between all lifeguard staff to hone in their skills. And then on top of that, we had 2 new things that were offered this summer to our staff. One is a collaboration with the El Segundo Fire Department in a capacity where we offered 3 days of simulated fire department response to the pool, as if somebody was to have an emergency at the pool and we would have to call EMS. You can see all of them responding there on deck, and they're coaching the staff and simulating what it would be like if they did have to respond. So the staff got to see kind of firsthand exactly how everything would go down, help them gain confidence in their ability, and be prepared for an actual emergency. We also had a lifeguard instructor course that we ran that certified our senior lifeguards and specialists in lifeguard instructor training, so we hope to offer more lifeguard certification classes in the future. And that is all for aquatics.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Good evening, Commissioners. Rachel Cummings, Recreation Supervisor. This year, I'm serving in a little bit of a different capacity than last year, so I'm over at the checkout building. So first thing I'll be presenting on is our adult sports programs. These are in-house city-run programs by our recreation staff. Tyler Fujii is the recreation specialist who oversees these programs closely. The adult sports programs really offer programming to our adult population. We have a lot of business participants as well as resident participants in these programs. So this summer we had a very successful co-ed softball league, co-ed 7-on-7 soccer league, and adult basketball league. These programs have run for many years, and they continue to show steady and increased participation with 29 teams in softball, 7 teams in 7-on-7, and 14 teams in adult basketball. Next slide, please. Another highly successful adult program that we run out of the checkout building is the Pickleball League. This is some highlights of our 2024 summer league. Although we do run it every season, we have a summer, fall, winter, spring league. This summer we had 91 teams, up to 12 rostered players per team, so that's a little over 900 participants. And a revenue of $26,000, a little over $26,000, almost $27,000. And so we're doing that almost every league. Pickleball contract classes, we are up to 3 contract instructors in the pickleball area. We have a variety of different coverages in terms of pickleball programming, from beginner classes, intermediate classes, round robin, social play time, structured versus unstructured. So that also is a significant revenue generation for our contract classes. And then we offer drop-in pickleball, which is a staff-led program, slightly unstructured on the weekends, which is highly successful as well. And then with all the talk of pickleball, it's important to still highlight our other very successful racket sport programs. So we have Jaguar Tennis Academy, Sergio Boerica, who runs our contract tennis programs. He also ran a summer contract camp for us at the tennis courts, generating a little under $20,000 in revenue just for the summer. And then also the courts are home, as we all know, to our El Segundo High School tennis team. In the summer, they take a break from their programs, but they are out there with summer camps in the summer. So our courts stayed very activated all summer long and continue to be a staple in our community and at the park. And then the final area, which I'm going to cover tonight for my section, is the picnic areas. Something we report out to you all monthly, but this is another very optic and highly activated area in our park. So in the summer, we receive a high influx of picnic area reservations with the good weather, birthday parties, and just being out of school. So total hours reserved for the summer months, June through August, were 918 hours in Recreation Park and Acacia Park and Hilltop Park, generating revenue of $24,000 and keeping our staff very busy. Back and forth as party planning, and then also just maintaining and facilitating these programs on the weekends. And I think that's it. So thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel. Devin.
Hello, I am Devin Bargman, the Recreation Coordinator. I oversee the youth and teens. So we had our annual Teen Advisory Committee bonfire this year. We had about 50 plus teens. This year and last year we combined it, is on the same night as the art walk, which was really helpful, I think, for families. They could drop their teen off, not worry, go and do their thing not too far away. We had an obstacle course, pizza, s'mores, lawn games, and music, and they continue to love this event. The Teen Center this summer, we celebrated our 35th annual Gabbett tournament. We had about 63 participants, which equates to 12 teams, and we estimated about 75 people a day came. We did a really fun raffle to help encourage more people to come down to the event as well, and we also had various food from in town for the teens to enjoy. We extended our teen camp this summer. We added additional weeks, and we had about 50 participants. They had so much fun this summer. They went to the Museum of Illusions. It's in Hollywood. They took some really cool pictures, and I had the fun time of going to Soak City with them. And it was a lot of fun though, and they mostly liked the lazy river, which I thought was surprising. And I think the other favorite one is Fountain Valley skating. We get to go out and go skating, and they have a blast with that as well. And then we have our youth camps. This year we did things a little bit different, and we broke Camp Cowabunga into 2 camps. So we did Camp Cowabunga, our regular ones, for 9 to 11-year-olds, and then we had Camp Cowabunga Junior for 5 to 8-year-olds. That was really great for us this summer, and I can't wait to expand on that again. And then we had our Tiny Tot Camp, 3 to 5-year-olds, and we also changed that a little bit and offered an AM and a PM session. The PM did not prove to be as successful as the AM, so we will be relooking that one, but it's always a successful camp. And then we brought our sports camps back, and it's the first time since summer 2019, and they were very well received. So we had an overall participation this summer of our staff-led camps of 1,700. As you can see, it's a 31% increase from last year. And then this lists out all of our camps. The top half, or a little less than half, is the staff-led camps, and you can see we brought in $271,000 just in our staff-led camps, and then the bottom half is all of our contracted camps. I could sit here and name them all, but there's a lot of them. But I'd like to highlight the ones with the asterisks. Those are all of the new ones we brought in just this year. Overall, we brought in $494,000. Last year, we only brought in $335,000, so that's a really cool increase. A little bummed about the missing $5,000. Would have liked next summer, we'll get there. But it's a 47% increase from last summer. Here's the numbers laid out from 2020 when we had nothing, and we've slowly rebuilt, and you can see the jump from last year to this year is quite significant. And then again, here's our participation. Also quite significant jump from last year, adding about 400 more participants. And I think that's all from me.
Thank you, Devin. Mr. Sean Green.
Good evening, Commissioners. Sean Green, Recreation Supervisor at the Clubhouse. I want to take a second, and I don't think Devin gets a lot of credit for what she did for the last 10 weeks. I think no one really understands what it's like, and some people do, what she put together for the last 10 weeks. So I think you guys saw on a slide kind of what she did, but she was managing hundreds of kids a day, 20, 25 staff a day, contract classes, summer camps. So Devin, I've said it, thank you many times, but I wanted to make sure before we went any further, I said thank you because I couldn't have done it without her. She really carried us this summer and was very dynamic. And her plan from last summer, and Rachel Cummings deserves a lot of credit as well. They basically decided to double up what they did last year's offerings. So that shows a lot for Devin. So thank you, Devin, for everything. For the Clubhouse, pretty straightforward. We have a lot of contract classes going on up there. Trying to add some new things, obviously sports, music classes, different things. We had a lot of camps this summer, really exciting cooking class that started with 0 week 1, and then it was 5, and then it was 10, and then it was 30, and we had to cap it at the end of the summer. They're now running fall classes with us. Camp Have a Blast. If you guys have been in the park on a Friday with that guy blasting that music and the blaster things, it's like the coolest. I was like 6 years old again. I wish I could go out there. Hopefully my kid wants to do it one of these days. So lots of summer camps. Allie talked about the fall. We're really excited. One of our specialists, or two of our specialists, Jake Ekstrom and Jay O'Reilly, are both hitting the ground hard, kind of trying to steal other contractors from other cities. With Rec Park, this is what we do. But we have a ton of cool ones. Hula, improv classes, ceramics. They've got some really cool, different offerings that I think we haven't done at the Clubhouse, or maybe in the past we've done them and we're bringing them back. I cleaned out the kiln room with them on Friday, so we're really excited about those. And I think they've reached out to, I'm probably on about 50 emails, so we've probably got about 10 responses. So really looking forward to the fall at the Clubhouse with our class offerings. And then our youth drama program. I never thought I'd be here, but I am a youth drama guy now, so I am very excited. It's been a great experience. I've had a really great time getting to know the crew and the staff that works really hard, the contractors that work really hard. They're passionate, they love it. It's exciting to see the families. My family went to Suzical this summer. Great time at the Clubhouse. So this summer we were over at the high school. You can see 41 participants, about $7,500 in registration and then ticket sales. Everything got raised up this year, so we've made a little bit more money to kind of get us a little more sustainable. But it was a great performance over the summer. And then moving into the fall, we are going to have our next James and the Giant Peach performances will be the weekend before Thanksgiving. It's like 22nd, 23rd, 24th of November. So about 25 kids in that. That's our senior production, so it's a little bit less of a crowd than the other ones, but very exciting to see the youth drama program coming together. So thanks for having me tonight. Good to see everybody.
Sean, thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. So we'll start off with the farmers market. We welcome several new vendors this summer, including walking grill, acai bowls, dumplings, and then actually microgreens as well. And then I'm leaving off the name of our new produce vendor, but we had a longtime vendor who's no longer serving the area, and we're able to replace that as well. So there's been a few new faces down at the market. We host our traditional Summer of Fun, which involves lots of different crafts, slide rentals, bounce house rentals. We had some face painting, some musicians out there, and kept it very, very lively throughout the summer. We also had several groups coming out and will be coming out in the future. One of them is going to be El Segundo Fire for Fire Prevention Week. We have 2 areas that we've designated for community groups or other city groups, and we keep those kind of forefront. We've been able to fill those most of the summer. And then a big thank you. Our former market manager, Nancy Rubacabla, just took on her first full-time job as a coordinator at the Culver City. She did a really great job this summer. Finding a produce vendor is not easy, and I think we had about a 2-week gap before she was able to fill it, spending time going to different markets. So we will miss Nancy and wish her the best of luck. But we have a new market manager, Lily Goldschmidt, who's stepped into the role. They had about 2 weeks together, and Lily's going to be taking it on moving forward. Joslyn Center, we ran our summer beach shuttle. I'll have some more information on a further slide. But big significant increase in our Dial Ride and Dial Ride with Lyft programs. That program has continued to grow. We had about 400 more rides over the June to August period. And this Lyft partnership has been really, really good. When we had our own shuttles, we were previously only able to do one-on-one rides, and now we are kind of like on dispatch center, and we can get rides for multiple people at multiple times. We don't have to turn anyone away, and we've been able to get plenty of people down to doctor visits and different areas like that. Our current home delivered meals, we've had a little change there as well, and we've had a new crew taking that on. Right now, we're delivering anywhere from 25 to 29 clients a day. Partnering with St. Vincent's, they deliver hot meals each day and working to cater to the needs if there's any dietary restrictions. And I was delivering myself for a little bit at the start of the summer, and it's one of the coolest programs that we do. I had never gone out and delivered, and getting to meet a lot of our clients and seeing what we do. There's a lot of essential needs and people out there that need it, and that program serves quite a few people in our area. Classes we offered, the highlight probably would be our new senior fitness class. It did really well with 15 participants. Our previous instructor moved to Hawaii, and we were able to find a new instructor quite quickly, so we didn't have any gap there, and we're able to serve that. And that focus is more on like knee strength, arthritis, and different areas with strengthening the body as you age. And our senior club luncheon, we host those on the 3rd Tuesday. They've done a really good job. Previously, that was an evening effort, which we've shifted to the daytime, and their attendance has increased. Each of the lunches had over 40 people, and it's a very lively group. We'll be getting our ovens going soon, and they'll begin kind of prepping and cooking some meals within the Joslyn Center. And then a new one, probably about 3 or 4 months ago, I started attending the Park Vista senior housing meetings that occur on the 3rd Wednesday of the month. And I kind of go and I just give a little brief overview of what's going on at the Joslyn and then get some feedback from the residents. One of the residents brought up, hey, I'd love to see a chess club. And since actually doing this slide, he's come down and we have a date. So we're going to be starting a new chess club on October 16th. There's already 2 people interested. We're going to be getting the flyer out and see how it goes. We have 1 chess table in our plural room currently, but if it starts to grow, we'll add some more and fill in that need. Onto the beach shuttle. We had a new wrap this summer, partnering with Swoop, and one of our local artists, Casey Montz, actually did this design for us, and it really gave visibility to the shuttles and that they are our beach shuttles. Previously, it was a similar design, but they were magnets and didn't really stand out. So worked with the team over at Swoop to get these wrapped, and so we had 2 of our shuttles. Each trip takes approximately 30 minutes. Runs a loop throughout El Segundo, hitting kind of the major points of Center Street, Imperial and Main, by the schools, Grand, and then drops off down at Dockweiler. We had 1,309 riders, which was a 31% increase from last year. And Swoop sent over some really good feedback they received on their Instagram and different comments. And I didn't have one phone call about the beach shuttle this summer, which has been great. So I take that as a positive. And when I would do my lunchtime walks, I'd see those 2 shuttles running their loops, and the drivers were very courteous. I know Allie jumped on board and met one of the drivers and had a really good interaction with them, and I've found that swoop drivers are starting to know our community and know our community members, so thank you to them. All right, our fun stuff.
Yeah.
Summer events. So we started Concert in the Park. Father's Day is kind of our summer kickoff. June 16th, we had Dan Delgado out, no relation. He played more of classic jazz. And actually this year I worked with a member from the Arts and Culture Committee to select some of the groups. And so that was a nice experience, and we ended up with some really fun bands. The Astro Yachts, I think I remember Commissioner Lubes once upon a time asking for some yacht rock, and so we repeated that this summer. Upstream, really fun Caribbean band. Definitely brought a little bit of fun out to the park, as well as Anthem Road. I didn't know those microphones could travel. That singer probably walked from the stage to the gazebo multiple times and had a whole trail of kids following her. She was very lively and a lot of fun. And then I was bummed to miss this one, but Cash Killer and the King. It's Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Elvis Presley, and I've seen them play before, and the Jerry Lee Lewis impersonator is great on the keys. We had really, really good turnouts. Again, our concerts have filled the park. There's not a lot of green space. Average attendance was well over 2,000 each concert. We had 3 food trucks out there, Baby's Bad Burgers, Poutine Brothers, and then Creamy Boys Ice Cream. Really nice group of people. They do fresh ice cream from New Zealand. Lots of crafts, and then another new addition was we had the national anthem sung prior to. On the flyer you can see is kind of little interested in my email, and we had several residents reach out to us, and all 5 of them were awesome. And again, I missed the last one, but I heard he was a young man that went up there and belted it out quite well and got the crowd going for that concert. So really good turnout. Concerts in the Park have turned into one of my favorite things we do, and looking forward to next year. All right, 4th of July. I have to thank the whole team in the room. I was incredibly sick, and it's the 4th of July I was not here in probably 10 plus years. The team pulled it together. Awesome job to all of them. We had about 4,800 people in the evening alone. There was another couple thousand that were there for the daytime. The event starts at 10, goes till 3. We offered several games with our announcer, Chris Roquet, 3-legged races, water balloon toss, all of our traditional pieces, and then also would like to thank Kiwanis and Rotary for offering the pie eating contest and watermelon eating contest. Worked with Val Smith on arranging those, and Eric Carey from Rotary, so thank you to both of them. That's always a fun one. We had 9 different food vendors. We had several of our farmers market vendors out the entire day, actually, serving food, and that was a really big hit with the event. And then Fair Avenue played, which is going to potentially be a band for the next summer. They played a lot of hits from 70s all the way to yesterday. So quite a diverse range of music that was played, and capped it off with our lovely fireworks show as always.
Beautiful picture.
Our annual family camp out. This year we had 388 people spend the night in the park. It was over August 10th and 11th. We get out there about 4 p.m., open the gates, and everyone comes and sets their tents up. One of the bigger changes this year is we did not cook hamburgers. We had Jersey Mike's provide sandwiches and chips for everyone.
Yeah.
Enjoyable.
Yes. Good one. Yes.
Cleaner, simpler, yes, less kids flipping burgers. These kids can't cook the way we used to. Yeah. It was a really, really nice day. It's such a cool event because it's a lot of people's first camping experience, I've learned, especially for the little ones, because they don't realize that they're not in Yosemite Park, but and it's within close distance to home. So there's a lot of families I've learned that have been using this event as kind of their trial run for camping. And it's awesome. People had charcuterie spreads and bringing different food. And, I know there's one group that comes down and these 4 boys play D&D throughout the night. So it's turned into, I think this is like our 8th or 9th year of doing this event, and it's got its kind of following, and it's just a really nice day. We showed Shrek in the evening, and then the next morning there was muffins and croissants available with coffee as everyone packed up and headed on out. And thank you to Bill Ruane also. Bill Ruane sponsored that event along with concerts and 4th of July. And this one is another one of my favorite events we do. So much of what we've shown has barriers financially, but at the heart of recreation, we are a park. And you can go down to a park and you can play catch and you can just spend the day down there, and there's no monetary or nothing needed. We have a lot of beautiful green space in our city that a lot of places don't have, and that's kind of where the idea for this came out, because what's better than just going to the park and flying a kite and enjoying the day. So I'd like to thank Diego Zavala as well as Chloe Meza, two of our rec specialists who kind of put this event together. We bought about 200 kites and we had them available for different people out in the park. We played music throughout the day and had a face painter, but it's just a really simple day of come out to the park. Someone had an awesome 20-foot octopus that they were flying that day, and then somebody else had this giant pink squid thing that was probably about 15 feet. I was at the event for a couple hours, and as I was heading up Grand Hill, kind of stopped, and you just saw kites all throughout the park. And there was people dressed up to match their kites, and it's just such a simple day. And that's really what, to me, recreation is. It doesn't have to be camps and money and fireworks and all these things. It's just getting out and having fun with your friends and family. So that's kind of where that event was born from, and I'm happy to see it in its 5th year.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Allie, did you want to add anything? I think they've
They've
They
really
said it all.
covered everything, but I mean, it just, we get so caught up in the day-to-day that sometimes we forget, really what the big picture is and what the community is seeing. And I just am really proud of the staff. I mean, I think you could hear in all of them their passion for this. And so I'm just really glad they got the opportunity to come up and talk about what they love and share that with all of you. So I'm very proud of them.
We all would like to thank staff for everything you do every day. And thank you for being here in the city of El Segundo.
Yes.
Any other comments? Okay. With that, we'll receive and file that. Reports for subcommittees. Aquatics.
All right, so we did meet, and we heard some great reporting metrics that Mark had requested, and they showed actually some of the detail behind the report that you saw. It was pretty exciting. We looked at the summer reporting. We heard from some representatives from the maintenance group who talked about the chlorine levels and what they do to maintain the chlorine levels at the level that they're at and why, as well as the temperature of the pool and how that was maintained throughout last winter, and their confidence in an expectation that they're going to be able to maintain the temperature this coming winter. And they also provided just an update on they are going to work on the allocation policy when the new manager is in place. So that's kind of been pushed ahead because I think it's more appropriate for a manager to deal with that. And also they're going to continue to collect the success factor information and reports that we have been expecting all along. And then we also heard a plunge update. As you know, the demolition has begun, and they gave us some details about what particular areas had been demolished. They have done all of the asbestos abatement and lead abatement and are on track. So that's the report. Oh, unless Mark has anything.
I was just heading that way. Mark, did you?
I don't. I think you got it all. Thank you.
All right. It's nice when get together. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Transportation Subcommittee.
We did not meet.
Okay. Youth Sports Council. Park Renovation Committee. We did not meet after. Yes, no, we did not meet.
Right, but we didn't report back at our last special meeting. So we can still report that the last time we met, we were solely based on voting for which teen center plan we wanted to go with. So that was the subcommittee meeting, followed along by the commission meeting, and then I'm sure we'll hear from Ally about what happened last night.
Yes. No, other than what they have upcoming, will be the review of the Hilltop Park plans.
Yeah, I guess the other piece is, I don't think we've announced that council changed the name of the committee and basically.
Oh, yes, so that's in my director's report, but yeah, I'll mention that now. So we've changed the name of the committee to the Park Renovation Committee, so that they could weigh in on other park projects.
Okay, with that, we'll finish up the Park Renovation Committee. That's done. Now we'll go to reports, Recreation, Parks, and Library Director.
Yes.
Your report.
Yes, so hopefully you can see that we're really trying to beef up the report that's provided to the commission every month. I think it's really important to provide a lot of data, and I think it's good for the staff to put their successes into words and to be tracking that themselves. I think it's a real growth tool for all of the staff. I did want to just go over a couple of things, and you brought up, Commissioner Lubes, about the park renovation project, so that actually wasn't in here as far as my latest update, so I'm going to go ahead and provide that. From last night, the council voted 4-0 to move forward with option 2, which I think is a nice compromise between option 1 and option 3. I feel good about it, especially after some discussion we've had in the past few weeks about the teen center, and what we want really the draw to be is that skate park draws teens and youth. So I think that went really well last night. But also I wanted to mention the joint use agreement and the field allocation policy. We brought the field allocation policy to the council. They had a lot of feedback about that. And so they've asked me to take another look at it in conjunction with reporting back on the joint use agreement and the way the school district's allocations are going and how we're working in tandem and what's working well and what's not and what do we need to look at. So that's something I'm going to be bringing back in October. So Lene and I will be sitting down and talking with staff about that and what we need to address specifically. And I think that concludes kind of my highlights of my report, if anybody has any questions.
That's great. Thank you.
Thanks. I know. Well, I have director's comments. But
I knew.
Yes.
Okay, Commissioner comments. Commissioner Cavagnolo.
I just wanted to say, so this is my first time going through the summer report out, and while I interacted with some of the programming, not all of it, and I know the team's not here, but I want to say, Ally, thanks. That's amazing. I'm truly astounded by the amount of programming, the number of residents that you're impacting with that. The growth is tremendous, and obviously there's still plenty of demand.
Absolutely.
So I'm really excited just to see this continue growing. I don't know. We only have so many people. I don't know when it's going to end, but I was trying to do the math on how many kids we have,
right.
Like how many kids are doing Cowabunga. But obviously it's a ton, and I think the residents really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And the community really uses what you guys are putting together. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, Commissioner Stolnak. Julie.
Yeah, I had a few things. I was hoping that they were still going to be here. But I like the fact at the concerts in the park that they're doing the national anthem. I think that's a nice addition. So I like that. And the Joslin Center, when Ryan spoke about the home-delivered meals, I know several meetings ago I had talked about getting together with Ryan and possibly bringing back the volunteers for the home-delivered meals. He and I met about that, so I just wanted to make it public so that people know that we did follow through on that. And at the time, or at this time now, he feels that the way they're working it, the seniors are covered well, and they are being kind of looked at or looked in on, and he feels that it's working this way, and that we don't need to bring back the volunteers right now, it would maybe throw things off. And so he assured me that it was going well. And then I was just wondering, on the registration fees, the camp registration fees collected this year over last year, like we're up quite a bit. Do you think that is because of better advertising, better camps? What do you think it is? I mean, what's brought in more participants and more money? It's quite a significant amount.
So they they added camps this year, so they added several camps. So splitting Cowabunga Junior and Cowabunga, they were able to increase their participation, but I think almost 50%. But we also added additional contract classes. We brought back the sports camps. So they really came to me in early spring and said, we want to do almost double what we did last year. I was nervous, but I said, go for it. And so they did. And so overall, it was great. I'm glad to see expanded programs. We've got some kinks that we're going to work out. You know, we're always striving to be the best, but I think overall, the program is very well attended. It's a great price. It's a great location. We've done parent surveys this year, so we're getting lots of good feedback on what people really like about it, and we're going to focus on those things as well as, you know, just continuing to make them better. Okay. Yeah, I see us growing. I see us continuing to grow.
The other thing I wanted to know about that is, are they offered, how is that advertised, or how are people knowing about it, that maybe those families that can't afford the classes? Is there some type of scholarship? Because I know we've talked about that in the past, before you were here, Allie. And being a volunteer with CASE, that's an important thing to me, that families are not going to be left out because they cannot afford it. So are we continuing with that?
I'll let Linnea speak on that.
Yes, so we have all of our camps are offered in our spring brochure, and we offer Camp Expo. Unfortunately, it got rained out this year, but we already have plans for next year, bringing it back, and maybe doing multiple of those. So that's really how we push the word out on our camp programs. I did actually have 2 families that reached out this summer about scholarship opportunities, but they did not meet the qualifications for our scholarship program. So I will make a note for next year when we do our camp push to make sure to put a little blurb in there to advertise that we have those options available.
Okay.
Because I do not think they are on our flyers for the program, so that would be a great addition.
Right, and you said that they didn't qualify, so are the qualifications, because like just now, CASE, our families have increased now, and we are around 48 families. So the numbers are going up again, and we might want to look at the qualifications to see if we're making it to where it's hard for people to come and ask for help to begin with, and then to be turned down because they didn't meet the qualifications. Are our qualifications a little too high? You know, we want to look at that because it's hard to come and ask for the help and then to be turned down and say, sorry, you know, you're not going to make it, because you're not going to have an influx of people looking for the help. So we don't have to worry about that all of a sudden everyone's going to say, hey, yeah, I want that scholarship. We're not going to have that here. But I think that we need to try to encompass those that truly do need the help and not eliminate them because, you know, maybe they're, you know, making $57 too much. So I think we need to kind of, like at CASE, we don't really have a whole lot of qualifications except for people coming and saying, we need the help, you know. So maybe we can look at that.
Maybe you can request to bring an item to commission to talk about the scholarship program. We can bring that up in a presentation and go over the policy as it states today.
Okay, thank you.
I agree. I think it's something we do not push enough here in the city. I think there's just kind of an idea that this is an affluent community, and I do think we're missing people. So Linnea and I have talked about that. We want to look at what the guidelines are. We also want to extend it so that it's not just youth in programs, that if there's seniors that want to go on these cultural art excursions that Randy's doing, or kid wants a swim lesson or whatever it is. I think we really need to take a look at it. So we will do that. We'll bring that back.
Yes, seniors as
couple
well, because we
months.
do have quite a few senior
Yeah, that's a great
case
idea.
clients.
Yep.
Okay. And then lastly, with the clubhouse, I just wanted to mention about Miss Wanda retiring.
Oh, yes.
You know, I mean, was Miss Wanda, what was she, 30-some years teaching that class? And so I just wanted her to be mentioned, and that she
Yes.
has retired, and that'll be a big
Yes.
loss for the kids.
Yes.
And hopefully you'll be able to find somebody that's as good as Miss Wanda.
Thank you for mentioning that. Agree.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Commissioner Lubes, Dave.
Congratulations to both of you as well. And I know that the supervisors and managers do a lot of work, but you guys also mentioned the importance of the part-timers in the summer. Like all of this
Absolutely.
relies on them as well.
Yes.
And it's nice that we get to honor them in the spotlight.
Yes.
But these programs don't run without part-timers, so.
That's right.
Congratulations to everybody on the team.
Thanks,
I had
Dave.
one question about the presentation.
Yes.
There was a bullet on one of Ryan's slides that said $66 for the beach shuttle, $66 per ride per person. Was that a typo? Is that real?
That's accurate.
That is accurate.
That is
Based
accurate.
on what the cost of soup is and then the ridership, that is what it comes
So
out to.
I do not want beach shuttle to go away.
Correct.
I'm not saying this because the beach shuttle should go away, but that can't be sustainable, right?
Well, so this is
66
funding,
bucks per
this is
ride?
funding we get, this is funding we receive, this is Prop A and Prop C funding. So it's funding we have to use
On transportation
regardless
of some
on
sort.
transportation. But I agree, it's troublesome to see that number, and even though our ridership went up, I want to see it go up further. I want to see us do a much better job of advertising. Maybe we expand it. You don't have to go to the beach. Maybe you're going to the grocery store. I don't know. Maybe the route expands by a few stops. I think we can get creative, because I agree. That number is still shocking to see. It's really hard to swallow.
Because I believe that correct me if I'm wrong, but the main reason this all happened was because we couldn't get enough drivers with the Class B. That was really the motivation for this.
I think that was the
Because I have
reason,
to
right.
believe that if we have that prop money, if we had the drivers, we could do it for a lot less expensive. But I guess it's just not in the cards because we were, for 2 or 3 summers, we didn't have enough, and that's what led to this 10 years ago,
Right.
initially. So that was just a troubling number, and I get it, but it's like, wow.
This is one of the reasons why we didn't bring back El Segundo Connect, because it was a great program and the people who used it loved it. The school district begged us to do it again, but it was that.
Even more than that.
Yeah, it was really high.
I think it was more than drivers, though. You got
Yeah.
insurance and you have vehicles. It would be more than this.
But we've got
What
our.
would be more than
yeah.
this?
If we did it
ourselves?
If we did it in-house, I believe.
Yeah.
But we've got our eye on it.
We
We've
can
got
talk
our
about
eye on
that.
it.
But I
We're-
think it's working.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about it. I had it on my list to talk about with the transportation subcommittee, like what can we do so we can get a little more for our buck, or for their buck, for the residents.
Another empty seats in the vans, because just getting the ridership up lowers that cost automatically, just
Right.
having more riders, right? And then it feels better.
Yes. Right. Right. So it goes, yeah, we're trending in the right direction, but it's still much higher than I like to see. I had the same reaction. As a matter of fact, I gave this presentation last night, a condensed version at council, and I did not include that number, because it would have just created a complete,
Right.
So, but I saw it, I noticed it, and we're gonna see what we can do.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Dave, thank you. Vice Chairperson Watson Kelly.
Yeah, so I want to echo everything that's been said about the great job that the team has done this summer. You forget until you see this how many things are moving parts are going on at any given time. And I'm looking forward to the fall because I know that my favorite event, Halloween, is coming.
Yay!
And then all the holiday stuff too, so very exciting. I did want to also mention, and Ally and I have talked about this, but we're really looking at the agreements, not only with the user groups in the pool, but also in the facilities. And, one of the things is really trying to make sure that everybody's a good steward of our facilities when they use them. And part of this stems from me arriving at campus at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, and it was an absolute disaster from the user groups that have been there on Friday night. And so it's just sort of a longer term, bigger picture, but we want to start to hold people accountable for how they utilize the pool, how they utilize our facilities,
Absolutely.
and make sure that, it's part of their understanding that if they're going to get time in our facilities, they're going to need to pick up after themselves.
Absolutely.
Or they lose the privilege, or, they get fined. I don't know how to make the compliance happen, but step one, I think, is just to bringing the awareness that I think, we all have to take pride in our community, and that means that when we're involved as a user group, that we're cleaning up after
Absolutely. And I did already send an email to the user groups from Friday night and already got a response, so on it. No, they were great. They were very great. They took responsibility. They acknowledged it. They said, thank you. We will reach out to the staff that are on site. Thank you so much. I mean, they were very apologetic, so, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Again, we had great presentations tonight, and staff, thank you. Ally, thank you. Linnea, thank you for what you do also. And Chelsea. Chris, always. Okay. One of my comments at my last meeting was have staff look into potential meeting dates. I didn't see anything. Are we working on it?
Well, so we talked about it internally, but we don't think changing the date is going to help us that much, just because of the way that the reporting and when things are due, we're really not going to gain that much time. So we don't think at this time that it would be beneficial to staff to do that.
That's the answer. Okay,
Right.
I appreciate it.
But thank you for the support and encouragement.
All right, and with that, we'll go to Recreation and Park staff comments. Linnea.
Okay, well, I feel like took over the meeting today, so I just wanted to say my staff killed themselves this summer, making it bigger and better than ever before, and supervisors, coordinators, specialists, all the rec leaders just gave their heart and soul to the community and to our parks, and it's not possible without them, and I really am appreciative of all of them. So just wanted to echo all of your guys' very kind words to them, so thank you.
Okay, thank you. Christopher.
I just want to say, wow, I'm wore out from the summer programs. I mean, my hat goes off to the recreation department. That was awesome to see all the programs that are going on and the participation here in the city.
Thanks, Christopher.
Right now soccer season is kicked off, so focus right now is soccer fields. We are working on the infields, kind of renovating the infields of the ball fields right now. And it's kind of routine maintenance elsewhere, and I'll take any questions.
Go ahead.
Are we doing the diamonds internally, or are we outsourcing redoing the diamond, the dirt, clay, and everything?
We're doing them internally.
Internally?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Ally.
Okay, I know I've already talked, but I always have additional things to say, but I agree. I acknowledge Linnea's staff too. They've done a great job this summer. But I also want to acknowledge Christopher's team. Sometimes I think staff think I'm a little hard on them, but it's an equal distribution of that. And Christopher's team has maintained a really positive attitude, and they're very responsive. Anytime I send them an email or send them a text or do this or do that, they're on it. We did have an act of vandalism at one of our parks, Holly, Kansas, I believe it was, Christopher?
Correct.
Where it looks like some adults jumped up and down on one of the swings and busted it. So we are ordering, or it's under warranty, so we're going to get a replacement for that. And also the saucer swing up at Hilltop Park is going to be replaced soon. It's on its way, as well as the slide at Recreation Park. So his team is really getting on top of things as soon as those things are brought to our attention, or as soon as they notice them. But other than that, I wanted to share with the commission that we've got some cool things coming up in the department. The first is that I have formed a director's advisory group within the department. So this is a group of about 10 staff, ranging from part-time, 15 hours a week, all the way up to full-time. A group of individuals that I've sort of identified as leaders that have really positive attitudes, but maybe that I don't get to interact with as much. And so I'm going to be meeting with this group monthly, just to brainstorm ideas, that they might have, hear from them what's going on in the department, what kind of support they need from me, and for me to be able to share with them things that are going on at the council level and city manager level. I share all of that with the staff, of course, all my full-timers, but there's a lot of part-timers out there. And so my idea is that if I spread this information throughout the ranks, they'll be able to just sort of help spread that, disseminate all that information as well. So I'm really excited about that. Probably ask the commissioners to come by at some point, just to address the group and just to put a name to a face. I think it's really important for them to understand that. And each time we meet, we'll meet every month. We'll do lunch, we'll do some sort of training component, and then we will have question and answers. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be really good. So, and the staff are all excited. So I'll report back about that. And then also we did receive funding from the city council during the last budget cycle. We requested funding to do a departmental strategic plan. So you all are aware of the strategic plan that the city does every 5 years, and then we update it every year. And it's a pretty extensive process, and it results in action items, deliverables. It's very concise and really allows city staff to prioritize. So we are going to do one within our department. I think it's important. We have a big department, 4 divisions now. We've got aquatics, recreation, library, and parks maintenance, a lot. And so we want to just make sure we're all on the same page about what the ultimate goal and vision is of the department, and what, how we get there, how each of us can, contribute to that so that we're all on the same page. So I'm really excited about both of those things, and that's all I have for this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. And with that, we'll adjourn to our next regular meeting in, I believe that's October 16th.
Yes. Thank you.